The story of Pa and the voice in the woods. When I was a little boy, not much bigger than Mary, I had to go every afternoon to find the cows in the woods and drive them home. My father told me never to play by the way, but to hurry and bring the cows home before dark because there were bears and wolves and panthers in the woods. One day, I started earlier than usual, so I thought I did not need to hurry. There were so many things to see in the woods that I forgot that dark was coming. There were red squirrels in the trees, chipmunks scurrying through the leaves, and little rabbits playing games together in the open places. Little rabbits, you know, always have games together before they go to bed. I began to play. I was a mighty hunter, stalking the wild animals and the Indians. I played I was fighting the Indians until the woods seemed full of wild men, and then all at once I heard the birds twittering good night. It was dusky in the path and dark in the woods. I knew that I must get the cows home quickly, or it would be black night before they were safe in the barn, and I couldn't find the cows. I listened, but I could not hear their bells. I called, but the cows didn't come. I was afraid of the dark and the wild beasts, but I dared not go home to my father without the cows, so I ran through the woods, hunting and calling. All the time the shadows were getting thicker and darker, and the woods seemed larger, and the trees and the bushes looked strange. I could not find the cows anywhere. I climbed up hills, looking for them and calling, and I went down into dark ravines, calling and looking. I stopped to listen for the cow bells, and there was not a sound but the rustling of leaves. Then I heard loud breathing and thought a panther was there in the dark behind me, but it was only my own breathing. My bare legs were scratched by the briars, and when I ran through the bushes, their branches struck me. But I kept on, looking and calling, "Suki! Suki! Suki! Suki!" I shouted with all my might, "Suki!" Right over my head, something asked, "Who?" My hair stood straight on end. Who? The voice said again. And then how I did run. I forgot all about the cows. All I wanted was to get out of the dark woods to get home. That thing in the dark came after me and called again, "Whoo!" I ran with all my might. I ran till I couldn't breathe, and still I kept on running. Something grabbed my foot, and down I went. Up I jumped, and then I ran. Not even a wolf could have caught me. At last, I came out of the dark woods by the barn. There stood all the cows, waiting to be let through the bars. I let them in, and then ran to the house. My father looked up and said, "Young man, what made you so late? Been playing by the way?" I looked down at my feet, and then I saw that one big toenail had been torn clean off. I had been so scared that I had not felt it hurt till that minute. Pa always stopped telling the story here and waited until Laura said, "Go on, Pa. Please go on." "Well," Pa said, "then your grandpa went out into the yard and cut a stout switch. And he came back into the house and gave me a good thrashing so that I would remember to mind him after that. A big boy 9 years old is old enough to remember to mind," he said. "There's a good reason for what I tell you to do," he said. And if you'll do as you're told, no harm will come to you." Yes, Pa," Laura would say, bouncing up and down on Pa's knee. "And then what did he say?" "He said, if you'd obeyed me as you should, you wouldn't have been out in the big woods after dark, and you wouldn't have been scared by a screech owl."